Cool.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. And we're live. We're here. We're live. We're showing. We're on screen now. It's official.
It's officially us again.
Again?
These losers.
Goodness.
We're not losers. Be nice to yourself and us.
I've never been nice to myself, and you know it.
I know,
Jesus
which
Christ.
is why I'm going to keep scolding you until eventually you are. You're just going to hear my voice in the back of your head scolding you for not being nice to yourself.
Damn it. Well, hello everybody. Welcome again. Welcome to episode 2 of Iskar Academy. We're actually starting on time today because we're badasses. Look at us being on time, learning how screens work. And we're so happy to have you guys join us today. We'll see some familiar faces in the chat, but we've also got some newbies coming in because, as many of you know, we have a Discord that is alongside this game. So we will be having basically an opportunity for you guys to play in the world that we are creating and hang out with all the characters. So that should be a pretty fun little experience for us. So before we dive into the plot today and what we're doing, I'm going to turn over to Laura for a second to talk about one of our giveaways.
Just a reminder, if you haven't already, on our Twitter and on our Instagram and on our Facebook, and they're all under D4 Adventures, so they're pretty easy to find. I feel really lopsided with just one ear. You can go and just comment and tag a couple friends on the post to win one of 3. So I mean, technically you could win all 3, a set of blood flash dice. And if you're here for last episode, this is the set that kept rolling good for Ian. I mean, I don't guarantee that. I have no responsibility for the quality of rolls. But yeah, go on to there, and then at the end of the show, then we will draw the winners, and I'll get your addresses and mail you out some free dice. So all you've got to do is like it, follow, comment. The instructions are all there. It's really easy. But yeah.
Ian really the chat's like, eat the dice. And
I put 1 die in, and 2 came out.
Please tell me you didn't lose a D4.
I have the D20. It says, all right, and I have 2.
Not edible. We're gonna get sued, Ian.
Well, I mean, not edible. It's not gonna digest, but it might come out.
Anything's edible.
That's actually that's a good point. What's it called when something isn't edible, but it doesn't kill you, but it goes through your system?
Inedible and harmless.
Just inedible versus like poisonous?
Well, yeah, I would think so. Because if it's inedible,
transversive,
Not healthy.
delicious.
Which resin will my stomach acid dissolve? A distressing amount?
much.
I think it's probably a distressing amount.
The amount of heat and UV light that gets emitted inside my body.
Also gamma
That's
rays.
insane.
I'm like a Hulk over
Also,
here.
like, you're digesting plastic. Like, we already eat enough microplastics because of the fucked up world we've made for each other. So
My kidneys are reinforced now.
Try and take it. It's full of D4s.
I'm in danger. Goodness.
more money now.
Oh boy. All right. Well, yeah, now that we're all here and insane, it seems like a good time to start our game. So, as always, let's do a nice little introduction so you know, if this is your first time watching with us, what to expect. So, welcome to Iskar Academy. We are an elite school specializing in the training of the future heroes of our realm. Our 3-year program prepares you for leadership and networking opportunities across both continents. Our professors have extensive training in their areas of focus and often real-world experience in combat. Located in scenic Caracat, in the heart of the Eastern continent, we know you have many options for your mandatory training, and we are confident you'll be happy for you choosing us. Yours in adventure, Headmaster Zazolda and Headmaster Cardamon. And welcome to episode 2 of Iskar Academy, First Day Jitters.
I'm just jittery in general.
It's because you guys all stayed up and drank energy drinks last night.
Yes.
Roll Constitution for how many energy drinks.
no, we all know that Moss and Nori were getting high.
Yeah.
I brought the
you're
uppers.
Let's do some introductions. So as always, I am Melissa. I am your game master for today, and I am joined as always by
Me, Laura, and I am playing. I gotta look at the Twitch screen. I am playing Lark, the high elf cleric.
Wow, great start.
Sorry, it's only episode 2. I'll.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
I am Luna, and I'm playing Moss, our rogue bard multi-class of chaos.
I don't remember if it had me going next or if it had Drew going next, so I'm gonna go. And I am Ian. I am playing your lovely little rapscallion Charr, your blinded bandit, if you will, not a bandit, no TM, not trademarked.
And I'm Drew, playing Nori, the little anxious stony boy, water druid man.
Jin, was he a stoner boy before he was anxious, or is it how he deals with his anxiety?
I would say that's probably more apt. It's I'm just playing myself as a character in this.
You're like, I'm the anxiety boy. It's me.
It's me.
It's always been me. I appreciate that. Close to home.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
You know.
So let's start off. So you guys have been in school for 2 days. You had 2 days before classes began, and you've been wandering around campus. All of your professors gave you some advice about what you should do over the last 2 days. Some of them told you to rest. Some of them told you to study. Some of them told you to don't forget leg day. So whether or not you've been listening to those teachers, today is the first official day of classes. You know what? Let's roll initiative to see who wakes up first.
All right.
Better be me. I don't sleep. How can it not be me? Do I get I must get
You get advantage. You get advantage. That's
Thank
fair.
you. Thank you.
9.
19 for Moss.
19 for Moss.
14.
14 for Nori. Lark's like, I swear I get advantage. I'm fast.
21.
There we go. 21.
Managed it.
All right, Lark, you wake up first. Tell us a little bit about what your room looks like. What have you done with it?
I mean, I'm hoping the school supplies some stuff because I didn't come with a whole lot. But it's light academia. So lots of books, lots of educational posters, lots of white wood. Everything is clean. Everything smells nice. If she could find flowers, there would be flowers in there.
Yep, there's a garden.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have a periodic table on the wall or something like that with the periodic table spells or something?
Everything. Anything. Probably more human anatomy or sorry, not human anatomy, but anatomies of races. That kind of display, which I know might be creepy. Maybe some bones and stuff because it's medicine.
And a couple bones.
A couple bones.
Do you have a skeletal anatomy
Uh,
replica that you've named and you say hi to when you walk in through the door?
I wish.
It's your buddy.
Can I take one of those?
Sure. Let's save up for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say you guys. I'm gonna say
bone by bone.
You guys also get a small stipend from the school to buy stuff that you like. You have 1 day off a week, so you can go into the city and buy stuff. So we'll say that you gave you all your stipend on your first day, and and Lark spent all of it on posters and books.
Yes. And then I specifically chose this corner room because it has the most light, has the most windows. When we want to be so that I can good lighting at my work desk / reading area, the one by the bed. And then I think only maybe personal thing she has is a sewing bust thing. she makes her own clothes. I know her worst habit is she sometimes steals fabric, but like just things that are not being used, like you know, anything in any lost and found.
So like, are you the character from Enchanted? I'm just saying.
Oh yes, kind of like that. Yes. Well, I mean, long before Enchanted, our mother Maria from the Von Trapp family, Sound of Music, made all the children dresses out of curtains. So yes, like that. She'll take curtains, she'll take pillows, anything that's
like a kleptomaniac,
all the rich
only
people
for
trash.
fabrics.
But fabrics. Yeah. And she stashed the container that Charr gave her of the potatoes, like she's hidden it under her bed and like put like
It's been 2 days, you should finish those.
And you don't have a fridge.
Potatoes last a long time.
When they're cooked. Anyway, you know what? You eat them when you're ready, and then you can check your medicine score.
Lark is gonna have roaches in her dorm room because she's fully hiding so
Roaches
much
are
food.
delicious.
Everything is sealed. Everything is contained. There will be no animals unless I need them for medical experiments. But that's something totally different.
So let's say, Lark, you wake up, let's say as the sun's rising or just before, so you get to have a nice morning of watching the sun rise. You know school starts today, but you haven't got any information from anyone. But as soon as the sun is fully up, on your desk, there's suddenly like a pop, and almost like it's confetti of white, but it disappears as it falls. And your schedule is on your desk. It is on a nice thick parchment, the kind you could like stick to a wall. It's very, very nice, beautiful calligraphy. And the basis of these schedules are going to be very simple between you guys, but Lark's, for example, outlines basically the schedule for the week. So you have 6 days of classes and 1 day off every week. I say off because there is one thing scheduled on your off day, and it's only for an hour. So it's a little weird. You don't quite know what to make of it. For your actual schedule, you start off every morning with studying your main class. So for Lark, she will be in cleric class for 3 hours every morning. Then you get your lunch break. You have a nice long hour for lunch. And then in the afternoon, you have 3 hours of one of your 3 electives. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So Mondays you do medicine, Mondays and Thursdays you do medicine. Tuesdays and Fridays you do performance, and Wednesdays and Saturdays you do survival. So that's your basic schedule. There's also 2 hours after your elective where you were either requested to be in physical training or study hall. It looks like these are kind of almost free hours where you can train as you like, so long as you are working in one of those 2 areas. So it goes back and forth every day. Otherwise, after that, you're free to have dinner, and you're done for the day. So it's about 8 hours of classes a day. And 6 hours of classes and 2 hours of study or combat time. And on your day off, listed at you know what, this is going to change. You actually see that there's a little shimmer that like this hour is going to shift on your day off. It's not always going to be the same time. This week it is at sunrise.
What is at sunrise?
It is called War Club, and that's it. There is no description. You did not sign up for anything called War Club.
Yep, that doesn't sound
War
like
Club every Sunday, and it seems like it will change depending on the time of day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Any questions about that or any thoughts? It looks like you probably have about 3 hours before classes start, so you got plenty of time to go, have a shower, a bath, have a nice breakfast. Like, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, all of those. I want to be clean. I want to be looking presentable. I'm going to try and memorize the schedule. Make sure I have the right books and pens and paper, and have some food so that I'm ready to learn. And then I'm gonna go just find the classroom, probably like an hour or 45 minutes early, and then just stand outside the door.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna go how much before class?
45 minutes. I give myself lots of time. Just in case I have to pee before class starts.
Just in case you have to pee because you showed up so early?
Yes.
I feel like there's a flaw in your logic, but I applaud your initiative.
Don't do it. Leave it.
Excellent. Okay.
Bladder training begins today.
Awesome. So let's leave it there for now, and let's go around to the next of your friends to wake up. Next is Moss. Moss, you wake up as like almost as soon as that puff shows up on your desk, you're kind of like like, you know, you wake up very startled by this popping sound and this glitter coming out of your desk. It's kind of fun though.
Why is it gonna like the glitter gonna like get everywhere in my room? Like is it like permanent glitter?
So it's like a magical glitter. So it pops, it goes up.
I have to make sure.
And before it hits the ground, it disappears. It's supposed to draw your attention. Imagine like if you were in a video game, it's like a quest confetti. You know, it's the quest confetti.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moss will roll out of bed very reluctantly. Like it's like that lazy half roll, like your legs are the first thing thrown off, and then you eventually like get your torso up, and like it's
legs flip out of the bed.
Yeah, it's like very slow, like body part by body part, like getting up. Moss has, I guess this depends on the DM, would she be able to do this? Because she was gonna blow all her budget on getting tinted window film onto like
so you could avoid the sun?
No. I don't know. I assume it's a magical world. They have like a good version of it. Like I just want it to be like one-way see-through, so I can see out but no one can see in.
Oh, that's
what I want.
I see. Okay. All right. Yeah,
I will blow all my budget on this if I have to.
All right, yeah, we'll say it. You know, I'll eventually formalize, give you guys a budget you can use outside a game. But for today, we'll say you get what you want. You get the thing you really want. So for Lark, that's a ton of nerd paraphernalia. For you, it is privacy sneak gear.
Yes. Other than that, Moss's room is quite simple. She's definitely like at least brought in some green. She hates like the sad like cream walls that every dorm room comes in, so she's at least like gotten like the removable wallpaper, the sticker paper one, to at least make it look a little more lively, and it looks like a forest background right now. Her bed is without it's not even a bed, I would call it like a mat. Like she's made herself like a weird nest type of situation that's on the floor, like it's not like a true bed. And she just has like little, like I want to say the equivalent of wooden milk crates as far as her storage. So she just has those stacked up everywhere as needed for storage.
Love it. I'm gonna say that you found some like effectively milk crates to use, and you got rid of your really nice bookcase because you want to have this feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lark found them outside your room and took them.
Oh yeah.
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 Like you just push them out your door and close the door.
Like she's totally gotten rid of her desk, and like her desk will be like a plank of wood stacked on 2 wood milk crates that she can move around as she pleases.
Yeah,
like that's gonna be her desk. Like it's not gonna be like an actual desk.
I love that you've like specifically downgraded
yes
beautiful campus room in protest.
Even if anybody else is getting rid of their desks, I will take them.
You have a double desk. And the convenient thing is I'm right across from you. So like, it's like opening your door. It's like presents.
Christmas.
Like, just drag them in.
I'm just imagining, you know, the bit in the Lego movie where he has the double couch?
Yes.
So that's what Lark's gonna do with the desk.
I mean, if I can't fit them side by side, yes.
So you can study with your friend. With your buddy.
I will make a friend eventually. Sure, give me potatoes. That's
Char's a friend.
As I'm concerned.
There you go.
front.
So yes, Moss, you wake up and you find a very similar schedule waiting for you. Your schedule, because you have chosen 2 different classes, actually for the moment has you split evenly between the 2. So back, forth, one of each. It's actually on the same schedule as your training and your study hall. So you can decide which is which. If you're on Rogue Day, you do study hall, or if on Bard Day, you do study hall.
Okay.
So you that's kind of how your main schedule is laid out. Then you have your electives. Your Monday and Thursdays are persuasion. Then you have Tuesdays and Fridays in performance, same as Lark. And then you have stealth on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And you also have a note in yours that says you have war club at sunrise on Sunday this week.
Great. She's not actually mad about getting up on sunrise. She's like, that's pretty. Like, I'll do that. Like, I would have probably done that anyway because I don't want to be here and I want something that's pretty. So
you're not quite sure what to expect of it, but the fact that it moves seemed to suggest there's something different about it.
Yeah.
So that's your basic schedule. That's what you can expect. You have 2 hours before classes start, let's say.
Moss thinks about like instinctually just hates it so much, like she crumples the parchment and like considers tossing it in the bin. She's like, fine, and then she uncrumples it, like tries to flatten it out, and then somewhat folds it and then just sticks it in her pocket somewhat messily. So at least she has her schedule, but it's obviously she doesn't like her schedule.
Yeah, you're not putting it on a beautiful poster board.
No, I'm not. I'm not keeping it like I'm not laminating it and like making sure I have a copy of it in my band. No, this is not.
There's
Moss.
a kid in the dorm who does secret wizard laminating.
Exactly.
He just waterproofs it.
You know what? Like, considering they have spell books that are waterproof, like, there's definitely some upperclassman who like does this.
100% there is. Good. Right.
So, that's basically, and Moss will just kind of roll out of bed. She will put on, like, you know, whatever clothes she brought with her. And unlike Lark, who I imagine also like spent some money going shopping for clothes, it's like
She steals them. Like, she steals them. She doesn't spend any money on clothes.
You
she makes
fully
them.
steal them. Yeah, no, like Moss is like you got furniture from Moss's room, but you didn't get like anything that was fabric from Moss's room. It either went towards the nest or is her actual clothes.
You know what? There's one other thing that appeared with your schedule. I neglected to mention it, and I apologize. As your schedule appears and the glitter passes aside, there is a cupcake with a candle sitting at your desk. It's a carrot cake with like a nice cream cheese icing. It's pretty. It's a nice cupcake. When you blow out the candle, do you blow out the candle?
I feel like she just like looks at it weirdly.
Yeah, there's just
I feel like mentally she was blocking out what day it was because she didn't want to make herself more miserable and sad. And then she sees like the cupcake and she's like clenches her jaw and she's like, no.
All right. Do you let the candle burn then?
She won't blow it out. She'll like fan it with her hand, like till it goes out.
When you blow it out or when you fan it out, the smoke spells out "Happy Birthday" as it dissipates.
Trying so hard.
It's a nice little gesture. Just happens to be the first day of classes.
Great.
All right.
Okay. I will eat the
room?
cupcake. She's not gonna let food go to waste. She will eat the cupcake. It's a cupcake.
It's pretty good. The icing's a little bit on the sweet side for you, but that carrot cake is just moist.
You can just scrape off the icing. Like,
exactly.
It's like just the cake.
It's like getting a really fancy cupcake at a shop. Sometimes the icing's just a little too much.
Yeah, like when there's more icing than the actual cake, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you get. So yeah, you scrape off a little bit. It's a nice little breakfast treat. And you have 2 hours before class starts. Where are you going?
She is going to, I assume she spent the 2 days at least knowing how to get around.
I assume you were looking around like Lark was, but instead of trying to find where your classes were, you were looking for like opportunities, like where are all the dark hallways? Where are the stairs?
That's basically what she was doing. So basically she's gonna get a quick breakfast, like we're talking like anime style, like a piece of toast in her mouth, like that's her breakfast. And she's going to stake out her classrooms, but not because she wants to be there on time, just because she wants to stake out the actual area around the classroom. Like, is there a window here? Like, is there a vent in this classroom? Like, she's like fully like,
you're playing it like it's like a video game where you need to know entry and exit points.
Exactly, that's what she's doing.
Awesome.
That's what she's doing. And for class, like, she doesn't really even bother with a notebook. Like, she's like fully like, no notebook. Like, she does have a writing utensil. She's like smart enough to at least bring a writing utensil, and it's like definitely just like hidden in a pocket. And then she does know that she has like bard classes, so she will bring like one of her 2 instruments depending on what mood she's feeling. And that's basically, you know, Moss is like reluctantly kind of getting ready, but not with much enthusiasm or like,
but still very early for class. That's gonna make a good impression.
Oh.
You did it.
I will claim like the backwards corner table, like the emo cable, like in the back, like that in the back corner. It's not in the front row. Like, I will claim that.
Of course. I mean, you're still you.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So that's your morning. Next up, Nori. Nori, you wake up with only about an hour before classes start. However you wake up, it probably takes you a little bit to realize that there is a note on your desk with your schedule. How did you wake up?
So to continue on getting rid of furniture, Nori has pushed out the bed, has pushed out the dresser, the desk, like all of this has been pushed out of the room.
Yeah.
Nori has figured out how to set up his hammock inside this room. And also there's a small tub. It's currently empty, but in the corner of the room, probably could fit like maybe 5 gallons of water in it. But when Nori wakes up, there's just this mass of water around Nori's head, which is actually Mochi. And that's how Mochi likes to sleep, is just in a bubble around Nori's head. So Nori would probably get up and then like swash off the water and get Mochi to get up, look around.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And by seen, I mean in my head.
Yeah. And Nori would probably take a minute, and when I say a minute, probably a solid 30 minutes, just like waking up, and then immediately want to go for a wake and bake. And I would assume the money Nori spent in town was on drugs, instead of, you know, clothing or furniture or anything like that. And so has a nice wake and bake, and then probably bought some food as well. So thinking like cereals and whatnot, because that's a good wake and bake food. And,
There's a really interesting one that you found in the shop, and it's almost like cheesy puff cereal. Yeah, it's like, you know, those cheese balls that you can get, sort of like that, but like ideal, like corn based, like ideal for that milk, you know. They're very strange, but you get a nice good cheese kick.
Then I think Nori would give Mochi some pats on the head with 15 minutes to spare before class, stoned as all get out, with a bowl of this cereal, walking to class.
Love it. All right. So your schedule, similar to everyone else's, you have druid classes in the morning. You have Mondays and Thursdays, you have your medicine class with Lark. And then Tuesdays and Fridays, you have performance class. And Wednesdays and Saturdays, you have nature class. And of course, you have work club on Sunday at sunrise. It seems like the druid class is taking place outside today. It seems probably not all that in common, but while the classes, like all your electives, are actually classrooms listed that you can find, it's not too hard. and for some reason your druid class is just like out, like on the back green, like very casual.
Oh, so I'll fit right in with my serial walkingness.
There you go.
Great.
Exactly. Do you have what kind of bowl do you have? Do you have like a?
I would say it's
so
probably
many different bowl
ceramic.
options, right?
Yeah, so I'd probably say it's a ceramic, with, you know those ceramics that are like almost tealish in color, and they have like brown on the bottom, and then like specks of yellow around. It's
Yeah.
like a nice glaze. That's the bowl.
Very nice. And did you make
It
that?
has one bowl though, and this is it.
Yeah. Who needs more than one? What do you have?
Yeah.
Guests?
Yeah,
Did you bring this bowl from home or did you buy
I
it?
did. I brought this one from home.
Does it have special significance to you?
Nope, it's just I brought it from home.
You stole it from the cupboard. Just imagine like your family just looks and they're like, why do we only have 5? That little bitch. He took our set.
Absolutely. I know the maid is very upset.
One bowl, one spoon, one fork, one knife, one plate. That's it.
That's it.
And one
It's just
cup.
a flat bowl. Why would you have a bowl and a plate, Laura? That's just stupid.
Well,
A
there's
bowl is the middle ground between a cup, between a cup and a plate. It serves both purposes.
if it's one of those plate bowls, but a cereal bowl has to have the correct depth of milk to cereal ratio. That's why it is formed in such a manner.
That's why I use
Plates too
Tupperware.
shallow. Or Tupperware.
Even better.
skip the middleman.
I just dumped the milk right into the bag. I don't know.
The true college student
Shake it.
lives only eating out of mugs. You guys are all incorrect.
I regularly tell my partner, I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm bored of plates. From now on, only serve things in bowls. And he's like, you're bored of plates. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just over them for a while.
This is a slice of pizza in a bowl.
I'm over plates. I
Fucking bowl.
told you this.
Put it in a fucking bowl. A piece of pizza. God damn.
All right, and last but not least, Charr, you only rolled a 9, which means you wake up with 30 minutes before class starts. Poor little guy, the most eager little friend.
This is the most accurate thing that could have happened right now, because all of my dice just fell off my desk, and I was like, "Ugh." I just had to pick it all up, so I am in a hurry.
We could say that like probably what happened is like you were so excited about class starting the next day, and you couldn't sleep, and then when you did fall asleep, you know, like one of those days.
Oh my god.
So what do you do in your? Well, tell us about your room, and then what do you do in your 30 minutes?
So my room. So this was 2 days since orientation. We had 2 days, and then third
Yeah,
day
2 full
classes
days.
start. Okay. So in those 2 days, I managed to set up a cave. My windows are not blocked out, but where I sleep is completely. It's like I took the bed that we had, I put it up to the highest level it could, took the mattress off of it, put it underneath. I think my trunk on top of it, put it against the window, so if there's any light coming in, I can just block it right out. I didn't really do anything else too crazy. It kind of is still a mess at this point, but I have hanging on my wall a spot to put my armaments, my shield. All of that will be hung on the walls. And I think I've started to just listlessly just draw just random dragon heads and like I'm gonna put that here.
Oh my god, do you have like an art wall that's just like pieces of paper torn out of notebooks with dragons all over them?
Yes. So
have you been working on your poster for Dragon Club?
I have been, yes. The poster itself, it has dragons on it. That's as far as I got.
Start. It's a good start.
That's all you need?
You know what? That's the heart of it. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's really the heart of what you're doing here. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
But my room is not anything too crazy. I think I spent more time anticipating the start of classes and just rolling around on the floor or in my cave bed, and have been waiting very, very eagerly, very, very impatiently for for this day. I think I've packed my bag maybe 3 or 4 times too at this point, to the point where it's like I'm not sure if I have everything I need, and I've just been sitting like, what do I need? It's just for the longest time, and it's probably a big thing. Like my brain just did not allow me to know that it was 30 minutes till class, and here we are.
Yeah. You're so you know what, that thing where you plan out your whole day and then everything shifts just a little bit and then you're late.
I'm just behind. I can't help it.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, awesome. So that's all of you leaving your rooms and getting ready for classes for the day. So we're going to focus on 2 of your main classes for the day, and we're going to swap off every week. So this week we're going to be focusing on cleric classes and druid classes. Before we do that, Ready-Lies is a great reminder for everybody in the chat. Don't forget to go on social media and for a chance to win some fabulous math rocks, which we all love. They're beautiful. Maybe, which ones are they again, Laura?
They're blood flash. So they are red and they have gold, gold flake in them and holographic gold lightning bolts, inked in gold.
They're really pretty. They're one of my very favorites out of the Kickstarter.
Oh, wait.
Focus. It doesn't want to focus.
They're beautiful, though.
They're
beautiful.
Incredible. I love
You
them.
have to do
really
the
nice
beauty
depth of
hand
color.
behind it, Ian.
Oh, you're right. I do. Hold on.
Yeah.
We have to do the.
This is what we learned, the professional dice creators.
Oh, come on.
I'm not focusing.
A little bit further back, maybe. The color's coming through.
The color is.
I mean, it's hard to get the glitter and the lightning bolts, but it's very nice.
There is a picture of them on the social media. If it's
You don't
probably
wanna
the
see
yes.
Sorry, Ian.
It's fine.
You're wearing, you know what? You're wearing a weeping bell because it's going to be a sad day for you.
I'm wearing a weeping bell because it's gonna be a sad day. I'll live.
All right. So for the first in-depth class we're going to see, up to you guys. We want to do Lark or Nori first.
Okay.
All right, let's do Lark since it's been the longest since we've seen you. Yes, Lark, so you are standing out front of the classroom, and about 20 minutes before class starts, you see your professor arrive. I'm gonna say, actually, let's see, do any of the other students also show up this early, or are you the only go-getter? No one else is there yet.
Okay.
It's
Just
just
be apart
you.
from the crowd. It's okay. It's okay.
No, that's good. You're standing out.
Yeah.
You're making an impression.
Yeah.
Right? Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
So to reintroduce her, this is Leia Narada. She is a tiefling, and she has black horns with gold bands across them. And today she is wearing a beautiful, long teal dress. It's very simple. Like, as somebody who is who does design their own clothes and sews them, you can tell that the sewing that has been done is minimal, but it's very purposeful. So there's a lot of wrapped fabric, but there's bits where you can see that there's been a gather. So it looks like something really, really elegantly done that somehow is very practical and easy to wear and to clean and to, probably work in. And she's wearing some kind of a belt under her breast, like an underbreast belt, and you can see that she has some various things tucked into it. So it looks like she tucks reagents and bandages and just things she's using kind of in the side there. And she's eating an apple when she sees you, and she smiles as soon as she sees you. And she says, "Lark, you're a bit early for class."
I was very excited. I didn't want to get lost. Love your belt. So I decided to just, get here a little bit early so that, I didn't get lost and then be late. And I like to sit at the front, so I wanted to make sure that no one else was sitting at the front. So
she peeks into the classroom and she says, "I think you're fine, but we won't be staying in the classroom for very long today."
oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm go with the flow. Whatever, wherever. That's fine with me. I can't stop looking at Luna.
She puts a hand on your shoulder and she says, "Breathe, okay?"
Yep.
Inhale. breathes with you. She does the breathing technique, the deep breath, where she does the breathe in for 5, hold for 3, breathe out for 5, hold for 3. She does those with you. Do you feel any better? Roll to see if it helps.
It doesn't.
Roll with disadvantage because it's your first day.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Let's do Constitution.
Constitution.
See if you're able to
I have a 0 in Constitution.
Beautiful. You're already halfway to failing.
3.
3. Okay. Fantastic. Nope, she touched you and she talked to you and she looked at you and she knows you're anxious and it's even worse now. But she lets go and you guys head into the classroom to begin your class. So it takes a little while for those other students to get there. You see the class start to fill up with other newbies of various races, ages, all kinds of different people. But there is, you see a cleric and you're kind of like, you're a cleric, aren't you? You know, there's like one brawny person, I'm kidding. There's more than one brawny person. But there's just something about these people that strikes you as very like, you have something in common with them, in a way you've never experienced before. You've never met people like this before. And even having not talked to them, you get that kind of feeling. It doesn't take too long. Let's see. The last person shows up 5 minutes late. So not super late, but obviously not a great start to your first day. And once you're all there, Leia has you stand and brings you outside. Let's do a perception roll to see how quickly, or perception or insight, up to you. I think you want to be top of the class. You probably want to know where you're going. So yeah, perception or insight. Try to figure out either where you're going based on your knowledge of the layout or based on what you know of her and her attitude.
Both my perception and insight are fantastic, so it doesn't matter. 15. Beautiful.
Which one did you pick?
I picked perception.
Perception. She leads you guys around the side of the school and she's leading you away from it, towards kind of an area away from everything else. And you think about the map you have in your head, and you didn't spend too much time this far outside of out of the classrooms, and but it seems like you're heading to a graveyard.
Okay.
When you arrive, you see that it looks like there's more people than you would probably like in a school graveyard. You get a sense, like from the age of the stones, that this is probably fairly recent. Like I would say there's nothing more than 20 years old. So yeah, you find yourself in a graveyard, and Leia sits you all down in a circle, and she opens up a bag that she's been carrying, and she passes it around to everybody. When it is your turn, let's say you're first, because you're you. She hands you the bag, and when you look inside it, there are various fresh fruits inside.
Okay.
So apples, pears, oranges, all things you can just grab and eat. Plums, what else we got? Yeah, what do you pick?
Plum.
Pick a plum. Perfect.
I like a plum.
Plum is a good thing. So yeah, you pick a plum and you hand it around to the student beside you, and they reach in and pull out a very yellow apple, and it goes so on for the rest of the class until you are all holding one. And Leia starts her lecture. So she starts talking a little bit about why clerics have such a connection to graveyards. And when it comes down to is the fact that a lot of people don't end up making it. For whatever reason, it says character. Sometimes, a cleric passes out or a cleric dies and other people die. And this is sort of a reminder that she wants to give you all that what you do really matters. Matters not only to the rest of the world in terms of what you're doing and fighting for, but to everyone in your party, you are essential. You are going to keep people alive. And some of the people in this graveyard are dead because someone made a mistake. And there's a real sense of heaviness to this lecture, but she delivers it with this sense of responsibility rather than accusation. Like, this is a weight that you've chosen to bear, and that and that you're going to have to deal with over time. Some of you have begun eating your fruits. Others are just holding on to it, kind of, a little bit, maybe unsurprisingly, a little bit upset at your first lecture about cleric studies. And give me another perception roll.
$15.
15. All right, I will give you a 15. You have noticed that around the circle, everyone else, like when you look at all the fruits that they've picked, there's 2 of every fruit. So there's somebody else who is eating a plum.
I'm not eating it. I'm holding it reverently. It's also gonna go.
It's gonna go with the potato under the bag.
It's my first day plum. This is a special plum. Okay, like you don't just eat your first day of class plum.
My first day plum.
Okay.
Oh my god. That's got to go on the social media.
Okay. This is a special plum. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat it in the graveyard. That's anyway. Yeah. Okay. So someone who else is eating a plum?
Yeah. Across the circle from you is an elven man. He has dark skin and like a thick, beautiful beard. He's very, very well kept. And he's got very short dreads. And he's dressed like a fucking noble. Like he's got like a cravat up his neck. He's wearing like 4 layers. His clothes are like immaculately clean and well made. Like, yeah. As you're kind of looking at him, Leia calls your name and says, Lark, tell me, how are most people laid to rest here on the continent? What are the common ceremonies around death?
Well, most common are burial, burning. Some people like, oh god, shit. What's the one where they set you off into there's two kinds of burning. One on the pyre and one in like where they usually set you off to the water and then light that on fire, or a tank. Preferences. See what I did there? Burial?
Up to you. So to be clear, this is how we're going to be establishing some extra lore about the world. So feel free to pick an answer that you like. So if it's if you want to pick one or you want to have multiples, I feel like Lark's probably going to ramble off everything she humanly knows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you as Laura get to decide how this works.
Cool. Yeah, I'd say probably the most common are, though there's more subclasses than there are probably differences. So burials, but just kind of like humans do here, right? Like there's different types of funeral ceremonies. There's like the big funerals with the fancy casket. There's the Jewish funerals where there's no clothes and everything decomposes. And the same thing with like burning. Some people like to be burned or cremated and then kept, or cremated and scattered. So I think it's more the nuances of the ceremonies rather than like a billion different ways of people's. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense right now?
You're making a lot of sense. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Leia smiles and she nods and she says, yes, you're correct. There's many different approaches that people take. she ends up breaking it down into more regional. Actually, there seems to be some regional differences that you sort of didn't know about specifically, and I'm sure you're taking copious notes about it.
I wrap my plum in like I'll take like one of my layers off if I have to, and I will wrap my plum and put it beside me, and then yes, take notes.
Okay.
All the notes.
So she's telling you a lot of details about different burial traditions around the world, about the ways that you talk to various people about their preferences, and also just what to do if you don't have the option and of asking them anymore. And when she finishes up, she smiles softly and she says, "I know this is probably not what you expected from your first day, but as clerics, we have to accept that life and death are things that we can influence, but we can never completely control. People are going to die. People are going to live. You're going to make a difference and you're not. And I think it's important that we start here. We start knowing what happens. Because I know some people are more committed than others." And she kind of gives you a little attention. Like, you notice her eyes linger on you for a second. And it's important that you understand just how important you are to your future party. Now, I do have a little assignment for you for the rest of class today. As you may have noticed, there are 2 of every fruit around the room. And if you see a few people being like, "Oh, what? Look at that." And she says, "I'd like you to find your partner, introduce yourselves, and I want the 2 of you to go through this graveyard, and I want you to find someone, a name. I want you to take all the information you can, and then I want you to learn about them, who they were, what they believed, what they fought for. And next class, I want you to share it. It's important to remember those who are lost. It's just as important as fighting when they're alive. So please, go find someone who speaks to you, to the both of you. And when you're done, you can return to the school for lunch." And people began gathering up in their pairings. She's around, but she's just kind of answering random questions people have. A few people have asked various things. Somebody asked a question about, like, can we pick someone whose name is in a language we don't know, or would we get extra credit and things like that. So there's a few go-getters. And the man from across the way, the elven man, comes over, and he has like one hand like with an L in front of him, and he does like a very formal bow, like it's crisp, he's good. And he says, "Greetings. I'm Quinlan. I believe I'm your partner."
Hi, I'm Lark. I love your outfit. Looks like we both picked plums, right? Did you eat yours? I haven't eaten mine yet.
He starts rambling and then stops really suddenly, like, "Oh God, I've talked too much."
Yep.
He says, "I did eat it. It was a rather good plum. Would you like to go first?"
Sure. I'll go take a stroll through the stones, I guess.
Actually, instead of gesturing, he's gonna offer you his arm. He's gonna escort you.
Okay, slightly flustered, but I will take his arm.
Okay. So he's gonna guide you through the graveyard as if you are, I don't know, going to a ball or something. Like, it's super formal. What do you look for?
I'm probably just waiting for something to kind of jump out at me. Like, something will, like, I'll know it when I see it.
Okay.
I'm waiting for a feeling.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a random dice.
Yeah.
and we're going to see which of the random NPCs you get. How many we got here? It looks like we have 9 in this list, so I'll roll a d10.
I was going to say something that jumps out you in a graveyard is called an undead, and they need to be taken care of.
Do that.
All right. So you might want to write this down. This is your homework assignment. You have you're drawn to 1, and it looks like whoever made this this grave site took this person's warhammer, which is cracked, and actually worked that into the stone. So it's actually quite beautiful. It's this really beautiful warhammer with like a flat on one side, sharp on the other side, and it almost glows with this like very faint orangey color. And it almost pulses, like it's got this very strange draw to it. And you sort of don't realize until you really stand there and look at it. You know, you really have to put your attention on it before you notice. And the name is Linden Ironarm. Sorry, Lindel Ironarm. So that is the person that you and your partner decide to study.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. So, excellent. So, for then, you've decided your person. You can head back to the school, have your lunch, and then, of course, after your electives for the day, you'll have some study hall time. And your new buddy Quinlan suggests that you meet in the study hall to work together later today.
Perfect.
Cool. He gives you a very gracious bow and says, "It was an absolute pleasure to work with you today." And then he takes your hand and he goes to kiss it, but he actually kisses the air above it. And then he shows himself away.
As soon as he turns.
Another girl in your class is like, "I should have liked plums. I picked the wrong favorite fruit. Did you see him?
Tell I'm sweating. Do I look sweaty? Oh,
I'm sweating. Are you sweating?
I am sweaty. I am so sweaty.
I did go by him.
Oh, it's so hot inside."
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take my child plum to my room and hide it.
Okay. Go hide your plum under your bed, like the little scavenger you are.
Yeah. I will take some time to go for lunch, but I think mostly I'm gonna try and come to study hall with lots already done. I want to show up with I'm that.
You want to be the bad part of the team.
Exactly. So I'm gonna come with like, I'll find the books, I'll find the articles, I'm gonna pick all that out, and then like 5 minutes before the next class, I'll go have half a sandwich or something.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, Lark runs off to, there's definitely a huge library here. So you run off to the library to go do your research. And let's flip it over to Nori.
So Nori, on the way to this class, like before Nori gets to the actual class, is gonna take the water skin out, open it up, use some shape water to clean out the bowl a little bit, throw the bowl back in the bag, and then wild shape into a raccoon and go to class as a raccoon.
Beautiful. So yeah, you how do raccoons run? Do they kind of like hop? Like, are they sort of like
this
imagining like a
raccoon
bunny
is very
run.
much one of those like dump truck ass like chubby raccoon.
That trash panda.
Yeah.
Bottom jeans.
Wow.
Legs
with 3 C's.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those raccoons that it stays outside of a restaurant for the.
This is for
dumpster.
blow dried and poofy. This is an important question.
Ooh, yeah. What's I'm gonna say so this is a thing in general that people tend to have. Most people who are druids, whether or not you've been taught this or not, tend to choose a characteristic that they have in every form. Mm-hmm. So they'll have like a patch or a certain shape, or they'll always, so there's something that is always consistent, and it's sort of so your party and your friends know it's you at a glance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you decided on what that is? What makes your raccoon unique? Whether it's this permanent thing or not.
Whatever it is, it always has wet feet.
Does he slip a little bit in the grass?
Yeah, for sure. On the grass, and just a little slip-slopping around.
So you're a raccoon with wet little feet and you're high off your ass.
Yeah. This is gonna be a great class.
I love
had
it.
anxiety from when I met the professor, so why not make it better?
He told you to relax and meditate and take some time before you came to class to calm yourself, and you found a way to calm yourself, didn't you?
I am raccoon.
Yeah, awesome. So you raccoon your way into class, and how early do you show up?
3 minutes to spare.
3 minutes, beautiful. So yeah, you are the last person to arrive.
Just see this cold little raccoon just stumbling its way into class.
So like if you imagine these students, they're all standing there and they're chatting amongst each other, getting their names, and then someone's like, what is that? And then they all turn and look, and there's just this chunky dump truck raccoon sliding towards them. And like, it's not near the school, like you're near the edge where the woods are. Like if we're imagining like Harry Potter style, like we're near the Forbidden Woods, right?
Raccoon
We're out.
has rabies.
Everyone's just like, what is up with that raccoon? What? Beautiful. As soon as you show up though, and you stand in place, kind of like you're just like, yeah, I'm here. Luciano looks at you and just kind of like nods, just as if you showed up in any other form, and says, that's the last of our students. Nori, thank you for joining us.
I did very, very pedantic bow as a raccoon.
Roll with advantage because you're cute to see how good of a bow you give. Like how much does this endear you to the other students?
I'm so sad I'm not there with you because I totally would give you bardic inspiration.
That is going to be a natural 20.
Oh man. Every single person in this class is like, Nori's awesome, man. Look at this little gentleman. And
just need a little bow tie.
Right? There is someone in your class who is right now being like, I am going to sew that later tonight. I am making Nori. I don't even know this person. Well, I guess they all know your name because they graded you by your name. But oh, so cute. So cute. Okay, so yeah, as soon as you're there, Luciano says, everyone follow me. And they begin to lead you through the edge of the forest. You've been out here a little bit, but it's a fair distance from the school. And it seems like Luciano's pointing out a lot of different plants that grow in this area. So pointing out this and that, this thing's edible, this thing's this. You remember at the dinner, we had potatoes and they were garnished with this herb.
Are in the class, is there any like kind of like very tall, buff looking people in this class?
Of course there is. If you ask, then they exist.
All right, I just need one because I'm gonna skitter up their back onto their shoulder.
All right.
And just hitch a ride.
Do you want someone who's like a more monstrous race, an animal kind of race?
Yeah, let's go monstrous, because why not?
Let's see who's gonna be your buddy. Today, speaking to me.
Because it's a lot of effort dragging around that big old dump truck, you know.
It really, really is. It's going to be. It looks like it's a Dragonborn.
Nice.
And this Dragonborn is reddy orange, like actually not too far in color from Charr, but is like body type very different. Horns right against the skull the whole way back, and has like these chunks of metal plating, kind of like, it seems like almost maybe like melded or something to their body. Like it seems like they're actually, like their armor is not being worn, it's not being harnessed in any way, it's just there. And I mean, I'll tell you guys because you guys can know. This is Snee Rockbreaker. Good old Snee. SNEE.
Good old snee breaker. You mess around, he'll break your sneeze.
I assume as soon as Nori gets up to shoulder height, there's just this awkward moment where this like bloodshot red-eyed raccoon just like slowly turns their head to look at this dragon. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a fun time.
You pick the person also who's like you're like, this guy's a druid? Seriously? Like, really? All right, sure, why not? Everyone gets to pick their thing. And he just like turns to you and he says, you have rabies?
All you're gonna get out of Nori is skitter skid. Whatever raccoons sound like, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, raccoon
You
sounds.
bite me, I'm gonna punch you. And then he continues on.
Gives a fair gesture. I have opposable thumbs, so I can make these gestures.
That's fair. This is a very nice nature hike. Like, this is like, there's just kind of pointing out plants that are really interesting. And like I said, seems to be focused a lot on, actually roll nature or no, nature. Yeah, roll nature.
Level up dice, go. That's a 4.
Oh, aren't you a druid? No, I'm kidding.
Low intelligence.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you notice that there's an awful lot of munchies here.
Oh, yeah.
Awful lot of good munchies. And kind of as you go by, there's stuff in like treetops and things like that as well. There's berries and things like that. So there's one berry brush and it's like hanging kind of over you, and they look so good, so good. Like, and you're little, you could jump and just all of the berries.
100% gonna jump and get them berries.
Oh, you gotta do it.
I gotta maintain this figure.
Acrobatics or athletics, depending on your preference of your what the
All
style
right.
of your jump is gonna be.
Neither of these are good. So, all right, let's go. I got really scared. It was a critical fail, and then at the very last second it goes, okay, 13. So that's a 15.
Or it gets kicked out of class on day 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you so you jump. Like, which one did you pick? Acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics.
All right. So you're going to do it and you're like all ready. You got like your little butt wiggle, like cat style, you know, you're ready to go. And then your wet little foot kind of slips for a second and you're a second too late and you're like, no. So you do like this backflip and then your little hands grab the berries and you link them together and pull, and all the berries just start falling off. Like a rain of berries, and as you slide down, you follow them and you land and you're in the center of this little pile of berries.
I'm a happy little raccoon. I'm just gonna start munching.
Delicious. Some people haven't even noticed, right? Other people are like wandering off over here to look at that, see if your teacher noticed. Actually, he gets advantage. Yeah, he noticed.
Just sitting in a pile of berries, just eating my
In a pile of
berries.
berries. Yeah, they look really good. You rolled nature. I feel like they're not very good for you.
Probably not. Most berries aren't.
You start eating the berries, and then you start having twice as many classmates as you did.
Whoa.
As you start hallucinating.
Whoa.
So now you're everybody's like sort of like attached at the arm, so like everybody's like a weird folding person, so sometimes they fold back into one person.
Okay.
Then sometimes they're 2 people but they share an arm.
I'm gonna take a mental note of this, and I'm gonna gather as many of these little berries as I can, and I'm gonna dig a hole, and I'm gonna put the berries in the hole and keep knowledge of where I buried these.
All right, yeah,
I'm
fair
gonna
enough.
bury
So
'em.
you start digging your cute little raccoon hole, you're kicking up dirt all over the place, and yeah, you bury the berries. I'm gonna say you get Seven
Seven
good
berries.
quality berries that are hidden. So you can mark down somewhere that you have 7 hallucination berries hidden in the woods. Because it's the first day of school. Good job.
In mine, like, Moss is gonna like this.
Moss is gonna enjoy this one.
I already have a prank planned in my brain surrounding these berries.
It's not a bad high, and it doesn't last too long. It lasts about 20 minutes. And then it just sort of like gradually fades. But as weird as it is, there's also this like weird sense of just like, all right, I guess everyone's 2 people now. So you don't have like an anxiety attack or anything, which is pretty nice.
That's great.
It's just kind of a weird experience.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. And eventually, your teacher leads you to a clearing. And in this clearing, they present to you the first assignment for the class. So Luciano says, now, I've told you a great deal about various plants that are available here near the school. Some of them are excellent spices, some of them are intoxicants, some of them are healing reagents, some of them are poisons. I would like you to pick one of the things that we have talked about today, and I want you to grow it. Gather whatever you need here, whatever kind of dirt it grows in, and you'll return it to your room and care for it over the next semester.
In Nori's head, Nori's like, I'm gonna grow those berries.
Perfect. Okay, so you remember where they are. You can go grab them now if you like. It's a 3-hour class. How long does your wild shape last?
1 hour. So yeah, no.
So you're
definitely
back.
out.
So you at this point, let's say you've shipped it back for the lecture part, unfortunately, or you can do it twice in a row. You can do it twice a day, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'll do it twice. Do 2 hours, and then when it's time for the assignment, I've got to have pockets.
There you go.
So I've got to come back anyway.
So we'll say you get to stay in raccoon form until you're away from your other fellow students. So you can find your way there, and then you turn back to human. You can grab the berries. All the better.
Great.
So yeah, it looks like a really tall bush. Like you're gonna need to do some kind of something to help these things grow up a wall, or like tomato plants. They have like the bok, whatever those are called.
I think I have an idea. I'm just gonna bust out the window of my room and then let it grow from inside to outside and then grow up.
That sounds like a great thing to do with the hallucinogens you're drawing in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can gather some soil. You gather obviously some of the berries, and when you did this, when you walked around the area, Luciana told you the name of this plant and a little bit about it. But I would like you to name it as part of our lore for the day. So, what is this plant called? And tell us just a little bit about it.
You know what? I'm gonna name it after my dog Loki. It's gonna be a Lokiberry.
Oh, I love it.
And yeah. Oh, this is gonna be nice. They're slightly like purple sheen with little green spots on them that if you had a UV light and shined it on there, the little green spots would light up like a neon light. Yeah, I think that's pretty neat.
Love it. The chat was just talking about how you're going to be able to make really good jam out of that. And all I can think about is you guys trying to get Lark high before class. Like giving her like a laced
Don't
sandwich.
you dare. I'm not eating shit either if you give to me. I am hungry, but I am not
secretly
stupid,
dosed
okay?
with Lokiberries?
I love that. And the like even just like
She will
the
think that she's dying.
I like too the Marvel version Loki where you've got the two. It's very nice, very good choice. I enjoy that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So a few new things we learned about the world. We learned about some fury practices, and we learned about Lokiberries. And the delicious effects that they have. What do they taste like?
Blueberries.
Oh God, so good. That's like my
But
favorite
with-
berry,
but with,
man.
like a more sour note to them instead.
Okay, all right, yeah. So like a blueberry like dusted with like a sour sugar.
Yeah, that kind of like sour bitter that lets you know, like, hey, you probably shouldn't eat me kind of vibe. But you're going to anyway, so at least I'll have some sweetness in there.
Yeah. No, I like that. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So that's the rest of your assignment, and then you're welcome to go back to school. It's quite a walk back. It's about a 45-minute walk if you're kind of walking normally, but of course, if you do anything else. Some of the students are hanging out and talking to each other and looking at the various plants, and some of them are just keep looking, like they just haven't decided what they want. Some are going for easy plants, some are going for new plants. So do you want to talk to anybody, or you just head back?
I think for first day of class, probably not like talk to anyone, because that's a lot to deal with. But we'll spark up a lovely joint on the way back to class, inspecting these new berries that I've never had before, and might even eat a couple on the way. Who knows?
Yeah, how many do you need? And now that you know where they are, you can always go get more if you want.
That's
I don't
true.
know enough about plants to know this. I don't know if anybody knows, even in the chat. Because berries do have the like strawberries, for example, do have seeds in them. Do you need to do anything special? No, usually flowers turn into berries, and they often have the thing you need to plant, right?
I believe that any berry plant is usually some sort of bush or pseudo tree, and usually it's the branch itself that'll have the buds, like with a pineapple. Pineapple is a fruit, but it's also technically a berry. I found out. I hopefully am not wrong about that. I could be, but you can propagate it with the top of it, like the root of it. So I feel like with any plants you can, and I feel like fantasy you can make anything work.
But
True.
also with berries, they're the fruiting body of the plant. So in that case, they do contain seeds. So like
There you go.
blackberries have seeds in there, and blueberries have little itty bitty seeds. I'd imagine with some druid craft, could probably get that process started a little bit quicker than normal.
Exactly. And there's definitely the assumption that you'll do that. Like you can tell there's a little bit of you grow this over the course of a semester, and you know that some of these plants,
Oh yeah.
they're going to take longer than 4 months to grow. Like asparagus, you have to propagate and then leave for 2 years before it sprouts.
I
So
feel
they're
bad
definitely
for whoever
expecting you
does
guys to do something.
the fantasy mango plant, where it takes 15 years to grow fruit.
That's like expert mode.
Yeah.
Expert druid. Don't do that first semester. Save that for last semester.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, so that's Nori's druid craft. So druid class, sorry. Nori's druid class. So we saw Nori and Lark's class today. Next week we'll see Charr and Moss's class. Actually, Luna, right now, just let me know. Would you rather do a rogue or a bard class for your first class next week?
Just because I feel like we've seen some of Ryland already, Ryland already. I think we're gonna do rogue class.
Beautiful. All right, so we'll see paladin and rogue class next week, which I think will also be a very fun combination. We had outdoor classes today, so we'll see what the combination is for you guys. Awesome. Another quick reminder about that contest. Make sure you're entering it, because it's at the end of the game. We're gonna draw for some beautiful dice.
They're free.
So
Get
go over
the shiny
and
click
check it out.
clacks.
And also check out the Discord. Get on there. We're gonna start doing classes. The plan is that after every session, I will add new information that we've learned. So if we learn new information, get new characters, I'll add that to the Discord. And you'll be able to play in the world as it is fully explored. So now that we've got first week done, we've actually got enough stuff to dive in. So yeah, can't wait to play with you guys there. It'll be very fun. All right. So for our you know what? Let's do a little interstitial break with you guys. Let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. So you all make it back to the school for your regular lunch break. Lark, you went to the library, you got some books, but the librarian insisted that you go and eat. So you can take these books with you, you can study while you eat, but you have to go and eat. So Lark shows up with a pile of books. Nori shows up with a pile of berries. And Charr and Moss are there as well. We can have some other random buddies show up if you like, but let's just see the dynamic between you guys for a little bit.
Can I well, I feel like Moss and Charr as two, I don't know if they're like on friends level yet, or if like one of them is gonna like approach, be like, hey you, I know that we live close to each other, but what's your, I don't know how that wants to, how that would be the way to play out. Because I think Charr would just go down there and sit on by himself and be like, I'm gonna eat my food. Potentially.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Moss is just kind of gonna find an empty table situation. Like, she's not one to like necessarily socialize, like unless she sees Nori at a table, like she's just like these people.
Nori is at a table.
I was gonna say you'd probably see Nori before getting to a table, just like bumping into things after eating, two more of these berries.
Did you? First of all, what did you have, and where can I get it? Second of all, do you need help? And like grab Nori's arm.
Nori's gonna slap down 2 berries on the table. Yo, these?
These? Where'd you get these?
The woods.
Well, yeah, but oh my goodness, did Druid class get you guys? Let you guys get hallucinogenic berries? Are you? How high are you right now? How many fingers do I have holding up?
It says 8.
8? Okay, yeah, you are golden. Okay.
No,
Oh
but
my goodness, what are you gonna do with these? Please tell me you're gonna grow these.
Yeah, I gotta. Okay, here's the plan.
Uh-huh,
I'm gonna take out my window. And
Okay,
just take it out. It's gonna be gone.
Okay.
And it's just gonna be open air coming into the room.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get a small pot and I'm gonna start growing these. And then
Okay,
I'm gonna, I assume they're gonna like vine, or at least I'm gonna make them vine, and then they're gonna like go out the window and then up.
Yeah, I would actually make it so that your window at least has a screen in it.
Yeah.
It's probably smart. Smart.
Huh.
Also,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be this high, I'm kind of afraid that you've fallen out of the window as a thing. Like if you just have it wide open.
How high up is
We're on the second floor.
Second floor? Okay.
Survive it.
That's fine.
Are there bushes under my window? Because if there aren't,
If not, there will be soon.
I'm gonna grow some bushes.
High or low? High or low?
High.
It's a 1, so no, there are no bushes, but you'll have to grow your own.
You will grow
I look
bushes.
back over to Moss. I'm gonna grow some very soft bushes, just in case.
Oh, I was already gonna do that. So like we're both gonna, yeah, that sounds good.
Are you guys gonna effectively grow a bush that's a trampoline, so you can like get
Yes.
out, like boing, and off you go to your chaos?
And like I'm fully going to like at some point grow like vines climbing up the building that are like the equivalent of a ladder, so I can scale the whole building as I wish.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make this a thing. Can someone think of a better name than a trampoline bush? But I like the idea of like you go down and it softens your blow, but also if you go at it with enough force, it actually springs you up and you can pull yourself up into your room.
A spring
Oh.
bramble?
Either that.
What about a
Spring bush?
spring bramble?
Ooh, a spring
Spring
bramble.
bramble.
I
Spring
like
bramble.
that. Done. So we got
Pretty
spring
good.
brambles in this world.
Either that or going to wild shape into a squirrel, because we all know squirrels don't take fall damage.
They don't. No, they don't.
They don't. Just like goldfish, they don't take fall damage at all. You
Goldfish?
get that reference? You're also a friend of mine.
I don't get that reference. I don't.
Drop
But I
a
want
goldfish off something?
It's a crit roll reference. One of them turned into a goldfish to dive into the ocean, but like it was like so like miles high jump. So like her logic was that she was just gonna dive into it, and not, it was Marisha. Yeah, it was Marisha, right? Who did this. So and then she just fully died because she wanted to turn into a goldfish and dive.
I guess that, I mean, because at a certain point, jumping and hitting water is like hitting concrete.
Yeah. So she wasn't.
But as a fish, as a small fish, you don't have any weight.
Yeah, your terminal velocity can't be that much.
Your terminal velocity is 10. No, it's not.
It's just a goldfish going splat on concrete.
It's what they say when Magikarp uses splash. I think.
Anyway, sorry, real reference.
Oh, somebody in the chat pointed out that you could grow a bouncy bush or there's many colloquial names: a bounce bush, a boing bush.
Boing
bush is a different thing. Trust me.
But you could grow a hybrid of that and the hallucination berry.
That's gonna be second year project.
Second year. That's your independent study. Save on.
That's how we get up. Is we create this vine network of this hallucinogenic berry that goes back up to the window. Mm-hmm. Now we're thinking smart.
Yeah. Now we're thinking with plants. Now we're thinking with druidcraft.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, make sure you don't eat these because you need them to grow. Well, I guess technically some of the seeds might pass through your system. Okay, but still, we don't necessarily want to succumb to that.
There's more. We can always get them.
Yeah, you remember where you got them?
And then like Nori takes what was 7 out, and there's only 3 left. He's like, okay, I'll probably need to.
You want to at least keep 2 of these. So why don't you just not eat 2?
Okay.
Think about it. It's an investment. You're gonna have a whole bush of these suckers. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, you're right. And then, like holding 2 in one hand and 1 in the other, he's like, "Well, what do I do with this one?" And then he puts these.
Don't even offer it to your friend. I was like, the nice thing to do would be to offer it to your druggy friend.
We're gonna have a whole bush. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Moss is not about. He's like, we're gonna have a whole bush. Nori is living his life. Like she doesn't want to like interrupt them in that. So, true friendship doesn't stop someone's good time. That's what that is.
Yeah, real friends have your back when you're getting high.
Yep.
That's right. You always gotta have a spotter. Always.
Preferably one who's not high with you.
As you guys are eating, a half-elf girl with black-blue hair runs in, and she's looking around frantically. Who's she gonna pick?
Did you see those triplets just run in the room?
It's only one person.
Oh.
I would assume if it was triplets, she wouldn't need any help. Like there would already be 3 of them. So
he runs up to Moss, and she says, "I need you to hold something for me."
What am I holding and why? She does offer her hand though.
She pulls out of her pocket like a little like a fabric bag, and like sets it in her hand. And she's like, just hide that, and then she starts running again. She's gonna
sleight of hand. Sleight of hand, hide the thing. There's no questions asked.
Done. She runs off like she's booting it, and you see 3 guys following her. They're like, "Where did she go?"
Do I have to roll sleight of hand to hide the thing, or do I just pocket it successfully?
Unless you draw attention, they don't think she would have given this.
Okay, away. Yeah, no.
She doesn't know you, right?
That's fine.
You've seen her in passing. This is that girl who's trying to pick a lock.
Yeah, I'm fine with doing this for her.
You've seen each other, and she knows that you had her back and warned her to hide, which is why she trusted you. But you don't know each other, so
yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, these 3 guys run by, and they're very angry. One of them turns to you guys and says, "Did you see a half-elf girl?"
Why are there so many of you?
I saw her run by across the hall.
Why are there so many of you? What do you mean across the hall?
Like that way, she didn't. She like kind of peeked in, but then she didn't come fully in, and then she just booted back out.
Deception.
Okay. As if I'm not good at this.
Yeah. She picked the right person to help her hide this.
Oh yeah, she did. Oh, that's a natural 16 on the die. Mm-hmm. So that's deception is going to be +6, so that's going to be a 22.
One of the other guys goes, "She just peeked in. You still noticed her?" Hot.
I'm allowed to be. We're like standing right near the doorway. Why do you think you asked us first? Because we're right here.
2 of the guys look at each other like, "Oh yeah, you were keeping an eye on her, weren't you?" Yeah, 'cause she's pretty. And then they kind of nudge
I'm
each
allowed
other.
to have good taste.
They nudge each other, and then they indeed do run off the way you suggested. because
Moss
that
will
was
play it
a-
off as whatever they
good
need to tell
roll.
themselves.
Yeah. Okay. That's all you get from that character for now. Unless you want to go hunt her down, she'll come find
No,
you.
I assume she knows where we are. We're all on the same floor. Like, she'll figure it out.
Yep.
She'll figure
Cool.
it out.
Awesome. So yeah, that's your lunch break. Is there anything else anybody wants to do over lunch?
Was Soslan at lunch too, or is he around?
Yes, he is at lunch. He is looking at like a book. There's a book that's there, and he's like sitting there, and he's just like, and he's almost like hyperventilating. Like he's just staring at this page, and every so often he just like flips it and just stares again.
What? You went as fighter, right?
He went as fighter. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to him because I ate my lunch pretty quick, and I was like, all right.
No potatoes today, so quick lunch.
Oh yeah, just not like I do that with potatoes or anything.
It's one long piece of spaghetti. You can just carry it and just keep stuff all day.
Very fine craftswork. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna go over to him and on the other side. Is it like those long tables that would be sat at, or is it like round tables, or?
Yeah, long tables.
So
Long
I'm gonna
tables.
go to the other side of the table from where he's reading, and I'm just gonna get up onto the seat and be like, I can't look over the books. I'm gonna crawl more onto the table and put my face into the
Yep.
book, and I'm gonna be like, what are you reading?
What are you reading? Oh, Charr. Hi, Charr. I was studying.
Studying for what's up? What's in? Can I try to see what's in the book even though I'm upside down?
Of course you can. Perception.
All right, let's see if that wants to be. I will take that. I think my perception is at nothing. So that is going to be a solid 18.
That's good. Hang on. There's just Ducky gave us this random fact about a character he used to play called Ron, and Ron used to eat all the food and then chew on the plate. And I'm gonna say for Soslan, that's a nervous habit. Like he just kind of like picks up he's like chewing on like a
Is it like the
like
tray?
a teacup,
Oh,
like a tray thing, like like the little tray. He's just like kind of like anxiously gnawing at it. You can see there's little dents in the metal from his teeth. And Ron's in the server, so there you go. They'll be able to be plate eating buddies. You can tell exactly what this is. This is actually you've read this book. This is a basic outline of different weapons. So effectively, it tells you like here's the name of the weapon, here's a brief history about it. Here's how you would use it in combat. So like, for example, you wouldn't use like a long stick in close quarters because reach will not help you there. So it sort of just lays out all of the basic D&D weapon types. And he seems to be desperately trying to memorize it.
let's take a break. Take a moment to breathe. You seem like you're.
I don't have time to take a break. I have to figure this out, and
5
I can't
minutes.
remember this skimmy star.
I found out it's pronounced scimitar.
But that's not how it's spelled.
Well, how do you spell science?
I don't know. And he just like starts like tearing up.
I think to myself, wait, how
little-
do you spell science?
Little not goblin, little kobold tears in his little kobold eyes.
I kind of not stand on the table. I kind of kneel on the table in front of him, grab his shoulders. SC, don't worry about that. It's a scimitar. Sim, SCIM, sim. All right, yes. They're a more dexterous blade. They kind of look weird, so you gotta be weird. If that's a good way to remember it. I don't know if it is, but I think that might be a good way to.
Okay.
So what else is bothering? What else is catching your anxiety here?
I just there's a lot of information, and and I don't know any of it yet. I didn't think I'd have to know it all right away.
Let's do something, and I'm gonna take out something from a satchel I probably have on me, and just take a thing of flashcards. And I'm gonna start.
Are you sweet boy?
I'm gonna start drawing on them each, like what each of the weapons are, and put a description of what the weapon is. On the other side, I'm gonna put the name of the weapon, and I'm gonna hand it over to him and be like, "These are the different weapon types," and then just it's gonna be whatever it is in there, like the base.
Give me a sleight of hand check to see how good your artwork is.
Okay, that's better than that.
Here. Give me a second. Do you have anything in your backstory about artwork? No. So Lark would have got an advantage on that, but you don't have any history of artwork.
No, I'm very good with like scratch drawings and like the very quick you get the point type of thing.
Like in the dirt? Like
yes. It was a 17.
So effectively stick drawings of weapons.
Yeah. So
how does it go? Like what's your roll?
I rolled a 17, so I would assume relatively well. It's
really good.
The intent wasn't for detail; it was for the general idea, and so I think that makes it so I can get them done pretty quick for him and still get the point across.
Exactly. I'm gonna say actually you do such a good job that it seems like a big part of why he's struggling so much is that there's just so much in this book. And he's getting caught up in all the details and nuances. And you've simplified it down to just the core of the weapon. And when it's just the core of the weapon, and like long sword, straight blade, long, short sword, long, like shorter blade, straight, he seems to get it a lot better. So you've actually, your artwork has actually really helped in this case. Being more elaborate probably would have made it more confusing for him. And he just looks at you like you hung the sun.
Praise the soul, Drake. We got this, and you got this. I go to give him the type handshake, and I'm gonna start to try to arm wrestle him.
Oh, you're gonna arm wrestle him? Yes. Strength check.
Okay, strength check.
Post strength check. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, okay, 20.
You slam his hand down into the like boom.
Can I roll with disadvantage to see if I can try to meet his strength better, or roll to see if I can be more
if you okay, let's say you have the strength to do that, whether or not you decide to or not. So you can choose, you can choose to make something non-lethal. You can choose not to slam that bitch down.
I hit the table and there's a moment where there's no sound, but then you see the shockwave around the table, the flashcards go. I'm going. I'm leaving.
Moss is sarcastically clapping.
And Nori's just freaking out internally watching.
There is who would this be? Let me see. There's somebody who would do this. Down the table, so the cards fly everywhere, all over the place. They just they're flying. It's very exciting. You effectively slammed it you know how like a pog. Is this too old of a reference? A pog? You know when you take a slammer and you slam it and it just that's effectively what you did. Use this hand as a slammer. They fly everywhere, and you're looking. You're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna get stepped on. They're gonna get destroyed. And then all of a sudden, they start to kind of fly delicately back into their pile. Roll a perception for me.
I will roll perception for you. 12.
You don't know. Anybody else want to roll perception?
No, because Nori's freaking out even more now. This witchcraft. What is this? I have actual magic powers, but what is this witchcraft?
I'll do a perception check. It's not Moss's thing, but she'll try.
Yeah, absolutely. I just imagine Nori's
rolled a natural
are there
one. I don't
witches
know.
here? And it's yeah, there's witches here. What are you talking about?
I thought those were myth. I thought witch were myth.
You saw people sign up for it. There's something I do.
There's no hats. Where's the witch hat?
Moss is like, wow, someone really has good wind powers.
Witch hat?
That's all she says. Like, that's all she got.
So yeah, Moss didn't roll very well. Lark, do you want to roll?
I did, yes, I got an 18.
Oh, Lark knows. Lark, you kind of look around the room because you're like, you're an experienced caster. You know that like this is not a thing that is necessarily hard, but it's also not a thing that people do without signaling in some way, without gesturing and speaking. And as you look over, you see a really beautiful Triton girl. She has this like really, really like pale green skin, gorgeous, white hair. She's got piercings all along her ears, and she's got they look like painted dots along her collarbones to kind of draw attention, and they're painted with gold, so like it looks like gold leaf. She's gorgeous, and she's just subtly muttering. She moves her hand, and as they land, she just kind of smiles and goes back to her meal as if she didn't do anything.
And I didn't notice it was her.
You didn't know who it was.
Damn, okay.
If Charr makes eye contact with Lark, Lark will point at the girl.
He points to you first? And for those listening, pointing and pointing and looking.
I clearly need to get those characters, like I need to send you guys this picture because everyone in the chat is just like paying extra attention. She's a beautiful Triton girl. Tell me more.
Tell me more.
The minute you said beautiful Triton, Drew just went, leaned in and like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
This is important information for our notebooks, like, you know.
yes.
And like when I say like she's very pretty, I mean I'm looking at the picture of her and I'm just like, damn girl.
I'll walk over to her and I will be like, I apologize for the ruckus and I appreciate your kindness in cleaning that mess to be up. Thank you so much. I don't want to bother you.
You're no
I am
bother.
definitely watching this.
You're no bother at all. You were helping your friend. It was a noble decision.
Noble.
You seem like you have a big heart.
The biggest around, I would say. But I don't want to be too cocky about that.
Well, you're a paladin, right? She notices the band on you. She's not guessing.
Yes. Yes,
I wouldn't say they aren't cocky as a rule.
There's a line. I don't want to be too much. And
There's a certain expectation that you know what's right and wrong, and the rest of us are all kind of messy.
don't say messy. That's wrong. Now I'm trying to correct you.
She giggles, and it's the cutest thing you've ever heard. Like, you all hear it. Like, it like carries, like it's fucking melodic.
The camera goes to everyone in this room, and it just goes, Doki, 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 to everybody.
Every single person in this room is like,
It goes to Moss, and Moss is like, I don't get it.
Moss doesn't get it. The second that giggles, like, that's like too pristine in practice.
That giggle, I think it makes it look like, for a very brief second, if you see Char's eyes, if you're looking at Charr in the eyes, it looks like his scales glow a very, very faint orangish. And he goes, well, I will be on my way then.
is that a blush?
He
Is
turns.
that Char's version of a blush?
Yes. He turns and he's just thinking to himself, I don't know what that was, I don't know what that was, I don't know what that was, I don't know what that...
Lark is taking new notes. Learn to giggle.
Giggle class,
Right.
when is that?
Yeah, you're making notes about everything. She's eating a Cobb salad. Maybe important.
Salad?
No.
Question mark? Question
Hard to
mark?
know. It looks like she's drinking water, but there's something about the coloring, and maybe it's got a flavor additive. Is it flavored water?
G Fuel.
Ask about water.
You don't know her name yet either, but
Ask her name. Arrow to the top.
like trying to make notes about her. You're just like trying to draw a picture of her in there because you don't know her name. Oh, Dust goes like, is this the new Ben?
Oh.
Ben, the secret heart.
No secret at all.
All right. Yeah, awesome. So that's what happens over lunch. There's an arm wrestle. There's a hot new Triton girl, and oh my God, Moss. You know what, Luna? By the way, I have to be angry at you for this because you made 2 new characters in the same week named Moss and Reed. All right, I'm just gonna say that was a douche move, man. It was a douche move.
To be fair, Reed was actually in my character docket long before Moss was.
True. But anyway, so sorry, Moss got a random baggie of something from another person whose name you don't know. At some point, you should probably ask these people's names.
She's the one who rushed off before I could.
Oh boy.
She'll ask her on if she has to. Like, obviously, like, you know, apparently she's gotten some people's attention because she's pretty, so someone will have an answer.
Oh, for sure. If you guys want to ask people about either of those characters, I can give you their names.
Well, later.
So the Triton girl is named Veera, Veera, Veera. And the half-elf girl who gave you something to hide is named West. Like the direction.
Mm-hmm.
Is Veera, is she a wizard, a sorcerer? Did she have any sort of
what's her school? Like what she's studying?
Did she have the band on?
She does indeed. And you recognize this because it's one of the colors that your friend Moss wears. She is a bard. She's second year though.
Explains a lot, doesn't it?
They're doing God's work, aren't they?
The gods of rock and roll.
Look, one of these days, Moss is gonna do something hot, and everyone's gonna be like, "Moss has that ability? What the fuck?"
like the semi-formal dance, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God!"
The nerd takes off the glasses. Wouldn't you know it? They're babe.
Straight up babe.
How are babe, but they're our witch? What?
If you don't think the barding involves like learning how to do makeup, you're completely wrong.
College of
You're
Glamour.
gonna learn about highlighting, about like.
That's fine.
Rylan knows makeup.
Okay. Well, Moss is gonna be like, "Why would I learn how to do this when I have illusion magic?"
That's a good point. That's a good point.
The elements.
Sometimes we're out of spell slots. All right. I'm very disappointed.
You're correct, though.
I do like the argument, though, that, like, why would I use makeup to hide who I am? Because I have fucking horns? Like, how is makeup gonna hide my...
how is makeup gonna help me?
How is that gonna help me blend in?
Like, look, you see these hooves?
Like, I'm not like an elf where I can just be like, look at me. No.
No, it's, like, not gonna happen.
Also, the chat's very pleased, Charr, that you're hitting on an upperclassman.
That's what they want to call it. That's what they want to call it.
Everyone's rooting for you. Awesome. All right. So, last thing of the day, we're going to do one of your elective classes together. So, last reminder, last chance, everybody, to get into that contest. Social media. What we got? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Anything else?
Nope, those are the three.
Don't forget our Discord. Apparently, we've got like 4 characters already approved since we've been on the stream. So, like,
ooh.
I know Ducky's doing God's work out there, right? Approving characters, getting stats set up.
Ducky's
Ducky
Ducky's
is really.
work. God could
Ducky
never.
is doing God's work.
Do it, and I'll share a picture of my dog.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And make sure to check out the Instagram and things like that. I will be sending pictures of some of the NPCs we've met today. So if you want to see just how hot Veera is, yeah, that's another reason to follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Also, like, Mel put that in the group chat. Like, we've just been sitting here patiently waiting.
Like, she's coming.
Like, where is she? Where is she?
Where is she?
She goes here, right? She's in the school.
So after lunch, you guys head off to class, and you realize that you are all in the same class, actually, for this afternoon. You were all in performance class today. Just so happens you started on a Tuesday, or no, let's say you started on a Tuesdays and Friday. You started on a Friday. That'll give us good timings. We'll have Friday, and then we'll do tomorrow, and then we'll do War Club. So yeah, you all head to performance class together, whether or not you realize that you're all in the same class right away. How long does it take when you're all like, okay, see you later, and then you all get up and you're all kind of walking in the same direction?
I don't notice Lark because I don't think Moss has really interacted with Lark, so
I feel like
She's just another
Nori
person.
is slowly coming down from the berries, so it's probably one of the last people to go to this class.
I imagine Nori, like, there's that Futurama stuff where Zoidberg gets high and he's like, oh god, I'm coming down! I imagine Nori's doing.
it's good. It's good. Here, have an edible. Here you go. Pop this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes sometimes a gummy is just a gummy, though. There are good gummies here. Just generally speaking, gummies are always good. I mean, some are better than others, but
I feel like the ones that Moss gives isn't a gummy because gummies are harder to make. It's like a lozenge, so he has like suck on it for a little while.
As a personal aside, I have unexciting gummies. I have these eye care gummies because I got my eyes tested, and my eye doctor says I need vitamins for my eyes. I failed my eye test. Good for me.
Isn't that what glasses
I
are
always
for?
fail my eye test.
I failed. I did a test to see about macular degeneration because it runs in my family, and they have this test where you stare at this bright white light and it has a little yellow like ravioli in it. Not a ravioli. What's the one that's like a bow tie? Little bow tie, and the bow tie spins in a direction, and you have to tell them which way it spins. And the woman setting it up was like, oh, it's gonna get harder and harder, so like don't worry, let me know. And then I did 3, and she was like, okay, and I was like, I failed this very badly.
That's me when I go to
Like,
eye doctors too, Mo.
He set
It's
this up
okay.
for like, it's gonna be a 10-minute long test, there's gonna be complicated. No, one eye, done. So now I have gummies.
I got these.
Unexciting gummies
I mean,
from Herballand.
But we also know that you do have the exciting gummies.
It's true. I live in Canada, the world of possibilities, where I have a government weed. It's a different world over here. It really is. It's very strange, the country y'all live in.
Yep, sure is.
Trust me, I'm ready to leave.
pain.
Oh, everyone's talking about how much they hate eye tests. Yeah, Dusk Doggo. Yeah, the one where they blow the puff air in your eye. That's a rough one.
Oh, that's the worst.
The
I actually avoid the
drops.
dilating drops.
Yeah,
Because they have like that machine that you can do it without dilating your eyes now, and I don't care if I have to pay $40 extra. I hate getting my eyes dilated, and I will do that.
So I asked the optometrist. So I was like, why does it sting when it goes in your eyes? Like, is there some chemical in it that you're having a reaction to? Like, what's it doing? And apparently the reason is that it changes the pH of the water in your eyes. And because your eyes are so sensitive, if anything changes the pH up or down, your eyes just are like, no, stop it. Whatever's happening, you have to make this stop. So it's actually your eye reacting. And apparently when people use like eye drops, like Visine and stuff, it's to bring your pH level normal. So they feel dry, but they're not dry. The pH is wrong. Which I thought was so interesting, right?
Is that why I shouldn't be putting milk in my eyes like I normally do?
No, you should keep doing that. You should do it on
Especially
stream,
breast milk.
actually.
Breast milk is extra better.
Best
Right
milk.
in there.
that.
Squirt it
Breast
straight
milk, best
in.
milk.
Breast milk, best.
You know what they all absolutely say for sure, and is absolutely a saying.
You know what? That is actually a thing, though. A lot of people, like, if their kids have like rashes or whatever, they'll just like squirt it everywhere. It really is like apparently a problem solver.
Weird.
It is a thing. And actually, breast milk has a lot of good properties on it.
Strange.
Don't ask me how I know.
Now, if only we timed that so that when Laura came back in, she got to hear that lovely conversation about breast milk.
In your eyes.
We've been talking about getting breast milk in your eyes, but you're back, which means
Welcome
we can
back.
continue the scene.
Gay.
So we're all going to performance class?
all going to performance class, and you at various points realize you're all heading there together. You walk into the class, and this is more like a traditional classroom. I'm modeling this after the classroom where I learned music in grade school. So you walk in the door, and there's like a nice area at the bottom, and then there's steps, like a tiered step towards the back. So you can have layers of different students, and they can all see the front and have room for their musical sheets. There's also some drapery, looks like the kind you use for like a play. So it looks like you can close off the part you guys are walking into. It looks like that could be closed off to make like a little stage. And there's a little room to the side that looks like it's storage. And it's, you can, as you peek inside, this isn't gonna be difficult to do, you can see a lot of really cool instruments in there. I don't know, what instruments do you guys play already? Does anyone play an instrument already? Yeah, cool. Don't say what it is yet, actually, though. I have a thing. But we got a couple people who play instruments already. They have whatever instrument you play here. Just put that offhand. So you walk in and you see that there are a bunch of other students already in the class waiting. This is a really busy class. Like, it is full. Like, when you guys take your seats, like, people are fighting over seating in a way that you haven't seen in the other classes. People like performance class, it seems. You also notice there are some students here that you recognize from the dorms and various things. Every armband has the color of your class. It also has a number to signify what year you're in. And you see that there's actually second and third years in this class as well. So it seems like your electives are a little bit more sort of based on advancement level. So there are third years who've never taken a performance class who are here for like your intro to performance kind of thing. So that's kind of interesting. Roll me a, what do I want to do this check for? I want to check that covers the idea of like recognizing someone. What would you call that?
So recognizing, are you like talking about like if we recognize a person's face?
Yeah.
Would that be history based off of
Let's do
anything
history. I like that. Yeah, let's do
with that.
history. I like doing weird rolls, you know, like I saw this thing online that was saying the most common roll in D&D is perception.
Yes.
Even over attack rolls, people roll
Yes.
perception all the time.
Yes.
I rolled my second nat one of the night.
Ooh, I rolled my.
You don't know
second.
anybody. You don't even know who Nori is anymore. Did you get high too?
Sorry. I accidentally took one of the edibles with Nori, and I'm like, my eyes are discs.
You took one that was stuck together, like you didn't realize until later. You were like, oh, it's like a little heart.
Shit sucks. Shit
It
sucks.
I rolled at disadvantage because I was on drugs when I met most of my class, so I rolled a 10.
Okay.
8.
Lark?
14.
14. All right. Actually, give me a quick second. I'm gonna see where he
You
is.
don't pay attention.
Lark and Nori, you said you got 10?
Yeah.
So you guys both recognize this guy because he lives on the same floor as you. He's next to Moss and across from Nori, and kind of kitty corner to Lark. So he's like right there. He's a third year though, and he's been pretty, not antisocial exactly, but he's not chatted with you guys yet. But if you guys do look over at him, he's styling. He's got short hair, but it's like kind of like you know the look you get when you put a lot of time in your hair, but it also looks kind of effortless. So he's got kind of those nice flowing bits, and he's wearing all black, and he has this like, it's almost like skin tight around his neck, and then he's got this little like cutout showing off some chest. It actually goes fairly low, and he has black painted nails, and he has these very long, beautiful gold teardrop earrings.
Is he cute?
Oh yeah, he's like androgynous as fuck and cute as hell.
Is there an open seat next to him?
Sure. Lark's like, no, I'm not letting Charr have every hottie in the school. Also, FYI, everybody I pick is gonna be fucking hot. So pick
As
your
I
type.
walk over, I'm gonna like go through the things like, okay, I don't have a Cobb salad. Shit. Do
Do you remember your name?
You know what? Next time you go to the cafeteria, you should get a Cobb salad boxed up and then just carry it with you in your pocket
all
and you can
times.
hand it on someone.
Okay, yeah. So before I'm going to review my notes that I made about how Veera flirts, I'm going to just reread those.
And what notes did you take?
Okay, I don't know if it's more like, is it what you eat or how you eat it? How to giggle? Can it be learned, or are you born with it?
Born with it? It's Maybelline.
Is that her new name?
Maybelline? I kind of want to make it her middle name or her last name now.
Veera Maybelline.
Yeah, I have notes about salad. I have notes about water. Question mark. Eating healthy? Question mark. Sexy? Question mark.
Is eating sexy? Is eating healthy sexy?
Eating is
Is that what
sexy.
it is?
Is healthy eating? Is healthy?
It can be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they're not very useful notes. It wasn't a very long conversation, but
I know you were just like you're like in a courtroom. You're taking like the courtroom.
I'm the stenographer.
Stenographing everything Charr does.
Because I cannot remember.
Oh boy. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so you take a seat next to him. There's a seat, let's say you can all sit close enough that you can watch this go down. Like there's like a couple seats behind, there's a seat on the other side.
You already told me that I'm on the other side of him, so I'm just like,
No, sorry,
I'm just front row.
Your bedroom. Sorry.
Oh.
So top corner, so this is Moss's room. He's next to you. He shares a wall with you. And then across from you is Lark. And then next to Lark is, oh my god, who did I say was next to Lark? Next to Lark is Nori.
I'm Nori.
And then next to Nori is Charr.
Okay.
So he's actually like in this cluster with you guys.
I only have a +4 in performance, so we gotta go easy here.
Okay. How do you start a conversation with this attractive, androgynous human being?
Elf.
Sorry, human being as I was using as a phrase, but
yeah,
he is an elf.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go like busy class.
Oh yeah, it always is.
Oh, is this at least your first time in the class?
Mine, yeah. I've tended to focus more on Arcana and other more useful studies, but I guess I wanted to see if it lived up to the reputation.
What's the reputation? Sorry, first year, first day actually. So.
Oh. Welcome. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Is that supposed to scare me? Because it does a little bit. Is that?
It's supposed to. Yeah, a little bit. I always find it's better to know what you're going into.
Okay, I work well under pressure, so.
But maybe that's my own connections making me think that way.
I think you're actually on the same floor as me. I got the corner room and someone keeps putting like all these desks and stuff outside, so I've kind of taken them all.
I noticed that. I had to ask maintenance to move them all. Do you know what's up with that?
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't really ask. I just, jammed as much stuff as I could into mine and then...
Wait a minute, you took stuff from other people's rooms?
Well, I mean, not from their rooms. It was in the hallway, so...
Okay, what'd you take?
Desk. Or 2.
What do you
counter
mean?
Space.
You have 3 desks in your room?
Yeah. I mean,
it's
they fit.
Not that big a room. You have a stand?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's space in between the desk and the bed. But really, I could sit on the edge of the bed and just work at the desk. I think that's actually more efficient if you think about it. Chairs could be considered really sort of irrelevant, as long as you have a surface to sit on, any surface could be your chair.
So you got 3 desks and 1 chair.
I'm pretty sure Nori's just like leaned back in the chair, just like staring at this conversation that's happening.
It's like,
Or just
very-
sees Moss trying to not laugh her ass off right next to the dude because she has a front row seat.
I like counter space.
so you're some kind of oh, you're a cleric. Sorry, based on that I would have guessed wizard.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, like books and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's usually the really studious people who they pick.
Yeah. No, just healing for me.
So what did you always want to get picked first for War Club? He's teasing you.
What is War Club? I mean, I saw it on the schedule, but there wasn't really,
Oh, right. Right, first day. I don't know how much I should tell you. Roll to convince him how much he wants to tell you. I will let one of you give advantage if.
Can I provide bardic inspiration?
And I would actually like to like lean over and tap Lark's shoulder and say, "Do better," as I cast guidance.
So we got guidance, we got bardic inspiration. Charr, do you want to try to help out?
I got nothing to really help with, but
I'll take an encouraging smile.
I'm gonna.
Or a thumbs up.
I was gonna lean over to Nori as he leaned over, and I was gonna say, "Are chairs really that irrelevant?"
What about chairs is going on?
I need
My
chairs to
bardic
stand.
inspiration is going to be like, I thought you said that you like to be prepared. How rude of you to not want to prepare us if that's how you feel. And that's going to be the bardic inspiration.
All right, so what's the bonus that we get from guidance, bardic inspiration?
It's D4 for guidance.
D6 for bardic inspiration.
All right, roll it out. Actually, whoever wants it. You guys can have Laura roll it, or you guys can roll it.
Laura can roll it.
All right.
I can roll it.
So D6, D4, and roll with advantage because Charr has given you his little heart, his little smile of confidence. Because he wants to know. He's a good boy.
Please rethink chairs.
That's a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, what's total with
What's
everything?
total?
We kind of need to know. Like, I
Okay,
need to know.
so
by
that's a
heart.
natural 20.
Top tier.
1d4. That's a 4 on the d4.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Come
Do
on.
better.
Do better.
Come on,
Sorry,
D6.
it's a 1.
Oh.
That's okay. That's okay. We
And
were
plus
close,
what for
but-
persuasion?
Oh, plus 6. Plus 6 for persuasion.
So a
26
grand total of
31.
31.
Wow.
31 at level 2.
This guy should start telling me all his secrets.
You
I will
just you know what? He actually kind of does.
It was
yeah.
supposed to be about War Club, but now I know about his mother and that weird tense relationship.
So what do you say to him? Like, what's your actual question, or like, how do you convince him? What's the direction you lead this conversation in?
I mean, I do appreciate a good surprise, but sometimes, war thing, cleric kind of thing, some things are better not to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
In case I need to bring extra bandages or, sleep well the night before, eat a good meal before, don't want people dying because I'm tired or because I don't know what's going on.
Well, you should definitely get a good night's sleep and eat well. War Club is battle practice. The professors come up with a scenario to test you in some way, and they put you in groups or by yourself, and they challenge you to figure out the best way to deal with the situation. There's like a group of them who judge you, like including all of your your class teachers, and they all watch everything you do and like grade you on it, which is pretty intense. but also it's really fast. Like once they lay it out for you, like it's like sometimes it feels like it's like 6 seconds between things I do. Like it's so fast.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it could be fun. Sorry,
It is actually usually kind of fun. Like, you know, we spend all this time learning these skills in isolation, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of fun to see what everyone does. Sometimes it's upsetting. Sometimes it's really upsetting. There's a girl in my grade, and she did not choose to heal me last time, so that was super. Every year does it, but it's divided up by year. So first years, you guys do Sundays?
Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
You should definitely bring a better healer next time.
I mean, part of the challenge was for her to figure out who to heal when, and to deal with the fact that we all had to get pretty badly hurt. It really sucked, to be honest. That was not a fun one.
That makes sense. I'm so sorry. I didn't even introduce myself, since we'll be in the same class and the same floor. I'm Lark.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. And he extends his hand. Nails are just like on point. This close, you can notice that like it's the same gold as his earring is drawn down the center of each nail, and it's like it's good. It's crisp lines. And he says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Enris Labrie." Enris is E-N-R-I-S. Enris.
What's his class?
And you can see by his armband that he is a sorcerer.
Human?
Elf.
Elf, aha. A sork boy. Sork boy. Good to know.
Yeah. Since you guys did so well, we'll start wrapping this up so we can get to class. But since you guys did so well, I'll let each of you ask a random question about him. So it has to be something you'll ask him in like you'd actually ask him. So you can't just be like, you know, what's his deepest, darkest secret, because he's not going to tell you that. But you can ask whatever you want to know about him.
Could we also try to see if there's any like rumors about him or?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'll say that like now you know his name. Maybe some of you have heard a rumor about him.
Ooh.
Yeah. Dusk Togo says, ask how many rapiers he has. Everyone is so eager to find like who's the Falcon, who's the Arsene in this party.
Who's the Arsene of this game?
Because everybody knows me. Everybody's like, you definitely have an Arsene in this game. So where is he?
It's like a spot. Where's Waldo? It's where the Arsene.
You like rapiers? What do you wield? You wield them, baby.
I got rapiers? We got a collection? Huh?
How many you got?
How many? Huh? Where are they? Can I see them? Can I touch them?
Yeah, so each of you can ask a question, and like you said, if it wants to be a rumor or something, that will be a way we can get around it and just kind of be like, what have you heard about him? It may or not be true.
I would love.
So if you have one, ask it.
I would love to hear a rumor about him because he's like this goth elf. Kind of seems like he's just like kind of like the type who sighs in the corner sometimes. Is that kind of the vibe? I want to know what went around about Enris the goth elf on day one, the thing that people would speak at lunch. I want to hear I want to know what I heard at like lunch in the past 2 days.
Yeah. You have heard that he is like top of his class. Like he is really fucking good. And connected to that, it's also been rumored that it's because of his sorcerer professor and their relationship. You don't quite know what it is, but people seem to think that he gets his grades not by earning them.
Oh.
The Falcon is 3 Kenku in a trench coat. The chat kills me.
Wow.
There's somewhere.
3 fucking
yeah.
Kenku in a
So
trench coat.
it's well known. He's 3rd year. He's top of his class, but not everyone thinks he's earned it.
Cool. Noted.
I would like to, circling back to the first question, what is the reputation this class has? Like, that's what I'm asking him.
Cool.
Because he dodged that earlier.
He did. Good catch. He flushes a little bit, just faintly. It's very pretty. Like, it's the kind of blush where you're just like, all right, that's endearing. That's endearing as fuck. And he's like, it's a little embarrassing, but the Professor Dalma is supposed to be real nice on the eyes. Look, I avoided it for 3 years, okay? But I just want to see him.
So
perform.
half of the people here are just for eye candy?
I mean, yeah, you get 3 electives a semester. Why wouldn't they be? It's not like performance doesn't help you.
Fair, honestly.
I mean,
this
it's not
is just
like
show. You have to have something.
It's not
nice
like
to look at.
survival
Okay,
class.
that's fair.
Like survival's just like a waste of everyone's time. But Lark is taking survival. He doesn't know that, but
okay, that's fair. I was judging, but then I was like, no, this place is a hellhole. You need something to keep us going. That makes sense.
Right? And like, he's not a bad teacher either. Like, people come out of this class and they can do some pretty incredible stuff. I don't know any instruments myself, but
So
I don't
he
know.
will be
People
learning.
are being able to play incredibly. Yeah. Charr and Lark. Charr already asked. Nori and Lark. You got a question?
Nori doesn't have a question at all. In fact, is almost like absent-mindedly using shape water to create this like little water dragon. It's just kind of like floating around
Char's just
Nori's
like
head. And then we'll get the little dragon to land on the table and then freeze it using shape water into place and then slide it over to Charr.
Oh, Charr, you have a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
I'm gonna roll a dice here, just because you've done this a lot. That little guy is gonna stick around for about 3 hours, so he'll be here till the end of class. He'll be your class buddy.
So I'm gonna cry when he melts.
So as soon as class ends, just bawling.
Immediately. I look directly at Inori. What is his name?
You gotta name it. Yeah.
His name
It's gotta be a really good name though.
I was gonna say Charr too, but that's not a good name.
I have a suggestion. Anaris says.
Go on.
There's this dragon who's like a family friend of my parents, and his name's Akendra Latienden.
Okay.
It's a really long name that
I'm
not
writing-
gonna
I'm-
remember. I'm glad this is for you, Charr.
We just call him Akendrel.
Akendra Latienden, you said?
Akendra Latienden, yeah.
I'm gonna need you to write that down for me.
Oh yeah, of course. He writes it down. Beautiful penmanship. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
He's a black dragon, but he's been a family friend for a long time.
I'm gonna spell it out phonetically for myself.
I feel like Char's gonna be like, oh my god, I have to be friends with this guy. Maybe the dragon will visit. Maybe he'll be a guest speaker at Dragon Club.
That's a lot of letters.
It's a lot. There's an apostrophe between Akendrel and Latienden.
I put
Gotta
one
have some
there.
apostrophes.
I put one there.
There's
Did
an
you?
umlaut
Yeah, I
in there
did.
somewhere.
Hey.
Oh,
Incredible.
Ian will now. This is just a random fact about you. You now have advantage for remembering dragon names.
I will do my best.
So like, you can put on your character sheet, like whenever you have to like meet a dragon, like you've heard of the dragon, you can roll with advantage to see if you know what his name is.
I have been doing my research. Is this a dragon that I would have known of before, or is this like?
No, he's not a big deal. He's a fairly young dragon.
Okay, brilliant.
I think Nori will look down over to Charr though, and in Draconic, say, "Yeah, that's a pretty good name."
It is but it is. And he replies back in Draconic, like unnaturally. And wait a minute, hold on. Weird fact. Well, Charr knows Draconic, Elven, Common, of course, but also Primordial. I put on there just for the fun of it. Do you have primordial?
We know the same languages.
Are you guys language twins?
I think like Charr assumes that primordial is like the language of those who are more like elemental based to the roots of the world, and so he replies back in primordial when he cuts off and says, "Yes, that's a great name." He replies back after that with, "Yes, that is a great name." In primordial.
Huh.
That's so weird.
I'm here for that.
Good job. Yeah. So you guys chat a little bit more with Enris as you wait for the class to start, and everybody's there. You know, there's enough seating for everybody, but it seems almost like a magical thing. Like you see all the chairs are full, and then new people come, and then there's just enough chairs for them. Seems to work out. Your professor strolls into class 4 minutes late. Because he's that kind of cool dude. He's a human man with short brown hair that's kind of messy, but he's got this kind of intensity behind his eyes that immediately draw you. Like when you guys were listening to the headmaster speak and she cast silence on you all to speak, that was like she couldn't make you guys shut up. He walks in and everyone in the room feels like this sense of like, oh shit, we should listen. He's, yeah, like I said, he's got blue eyes. They're almost like icy, messy brown hair. He's wearing 2 rapiers on his hip. And I would describe him as a Strider-like kind of person. This is Callahan Dalma, who Lark immediately recognizes as the man she made out with at a bar and fooled around with on a beach.
Wop wop.
And we're gonna end the episode with Lark's reaction. Lark, what is the thing you say? Like, you can't keep it in. You have to say something. What's the thing you say?
Shit. And then just
It isn't the consequences of my
my
actions.
own action.
Wait, is it like shit ... question mark? Shit?
So you've all seen Lark be perfectly controlled, the beautiful lady that she is, so delicate with her language, and she just drops a curse.
I applaud her like it's an accomplishment.
And you can just tell she's like, oh my god. And we're gonna end it there.
Well, all right.
Beautiful.
So there you go. Fine. The chat, you finally got to find out who the Arsene is. It's this delightful gentleman who is not a gentleman and not delightful. This is Callahan Dalma. So Cal, as we will come to know him.
Callahan Dalma, the performance teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Not very timely, is he?
That's fine.
TikTok professor.
I'm looking to get knowledge from this class, and he's not here to give it to me.
The knowledge is patience, excuse you.
I'm not a
And I'm
doctor.
so
What are you
excited.
talking about?
I'm so excited we have the same languages.
Oh,
I
it's
can't-
gonna come up now.
I can't believe that was the fucking case. It's incredible.
That's great.
I've got the common, draconic, druidic, elvish, and primordial. Let's go. Let's go.
There you go.
Pog
I
champ
have
and chat.
common, Sylvan, druidic, elvish, and thieves' cant.
See, it's not what they tell you. They don't tell you this in D&D class. But what I'll tell you is make sure you at least have some random language in common with at least one other person, so you can keep secrets.
Yep. You guys
Very
got...
important. Oh man, yeah, I gotta give credit to Ready Lies. Ready Lies did call it last week. Ready Lies was like, that's him. And
That's the Arsene.
Yep.
I was like, shut up! Like at the
I haven't
time,
met everybody yet.
Ready Lies. Let me have some nuance here.
Also,
Anyway-
is this guy definitely a bard professor that I'm going to be seeing for the next 3 years?
Sorry, who is?
This guy's definitely a bard professor that I'm going to be seeing for the next 3 years, right?
He teaches
Yeah.
like second years or something.
Yeah.
Probably kind of works like there's like, you know, a lot of teachers take different levels of electives, and then you have the 3 different years, and they actually like you kind of skip between the 3 of them. So there are actually 3 bard professors. There's 3, you know, cleric professors. You just happen to be in this one's class this year. But yeah. So anyways, there you go. He has 2 rapiers. He's just starting out.
That we know of.
That's the ones he shows. Like, you know, there's definitely more in storage.
Gotta be classy. Can't always just show your rapier out in public like that.
Right.
Yeah. Other details about him that I didn't mention, of course, I apologize. He's got the scar, obviously, down his eye. It's like jagged. It looks almost burnt, like a lightning strike almost. It's really dramatic and cool. Somehow it like strikes you as like, I don't know, like dangerous, but also just pretty somehow. Like in the way that nature is sometimes like a fallen tree is beautiful and kind of sad, you know? And he's wearing like a fitted blue satin corset.
Of course.
You're welcome,
We know
Of
who
course he
the
is.
audience is for this NPC.
We know who our audience is. I know who I'm selling to.
You're selling to yourself too. That's a big part. You gotta.
I mean, like, come on, like, you know, Laura's already hit on someone, so I've got to complicate it by actually, you've been hit on by 2 people today.
Look at that.
Boom.
So many better options than this man, who will be the most questionable man of all time. I have copious notes about him that just remind me, like, you're playing him too nice. Just I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
I'm excited to see why you say he is definitely one of the not nice people, or something along those lines.
There are plenty of people here who aren't good. Like, that's the thing.
This is going to be the new Penny's old professor that we hate.
Nicholas, like a Nicholas.
It's going to be a new
Nicholas?
Nicholas.
Oh, is
This is the new Nicholas.
so Nicholas is
I was
just going to
just
be
going
here.
back and watching. So I was doing like a ton of work last night, and I was like, can't be bothered to find a podcast. So I put on some of our old episodes. And I sent Mel a message because one of the first, because when Ellie has her frozen hand and she keeps freezing all the biscuits, and she tries to give one to Nicholas as payment for him trying to help her figure out her ice hand, and he can't eat gluten.
Apparently, I made him have celiac too. I didn't know I had it at the time.
Yeah.
Accidentally projecting.
Laura just messaged me and she's like, "You're in good company with Nick," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, is Nicholas Faulkner the guy I want to be?"
Also,
in company with?
I also, because
Love that
Laura
bastard.
messaged me that she was rewatching episodes, I ended up rewatching episodes. And then I quote Ian cutting up his hair at the end of season 3 that he promised us at some point.
Yep.
I felt like that was noteworthy to bring up.
Yep. At some point. Possibly
boy.
soon.
All right, we can start doing our closeout. And Laura, have you figured out who the winner of the dice is?
Very easy, yes.
All right. Rude. All right. So Laura, let us know who's the winner.
No, not rude to anybody but us. Unfortunately, there weren't very many entries, so it didn't take me long. Instagram was a 50-50 between M and Ready Lies. So Ready Lies, that's you. Congratulations.
Yay! You did it, Ready Lies. You get it.
I did take a picture of the wheel for posterity's sake, so I do have proof that I rolled. It's literally like half blue, half red. Anyway, Facebook, there was only one entry, so that's going to go to Mark Ballard. So congratulations, Mark.
That's awesome, Ducky.
Perfect. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. What I will do is I'll do a blood flash. I'll do something else. If you have a preference, by all means,
Well,
let me know.
in chat he says he only wants one, so we'll follow up.
Okay. And then there were no entries on the Twitter,
So we'll save it.
Wop.
so we'll save it. That's okay.
Well,
So
you know what?
nice.
This just supports our theory that Twitter sucks. And we
Wait,
wanna be
yeah,
there.
I did say this. Twitter's the worst.
There
I
you
don't
go.
like
So
Twitter.
Ready Lies says one to him and one to M. So both win. Hooray.
Hooray, hurrah.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for coming today. We've been a pretty steady at 16 viewers the whole time, so I hope it was a fun game for you guys as it was to run. Last time we had this game, I had rollover, which is one of the things that my friend group says when you have a really good gaming session, the next day you're almost like hungover because you're still running high. You can't sleep the night before. I hope you all get some quality rollover, but have time to deal with it. Thank you again, as always, for joining us. If you missed part of this episode or you want to check it out, we're going to be posting it on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. I believe Ian's plan for posting is on Mondays.
I'm going to switch it back up to the usual Saturdays it was before, right?
I think so.
So
okay,
for the same
Saturdays.
times.
So if you need to share, if you want to check it out, we're going to have the whole thing up on Saturdays. Obviously, you can get it sooner on Twitch if you want to rewatch here. Also, of course, like we mentioned, if you want to play alongside us, you can check out our new role play server. So I'm going to add some more detail about some of the characters you met today, and you can be someone in this world. So when I need a random NPC to be in sorcerer class with Enris, maybe I'll pull out one of your sorcerers, for example. Build a character, have some fun, and hopefully we'll get some war club going as well on there and do some games together. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to check out our link tree for all of our social media, and we'll be back next week here on Twitch at 6:30 EST. Thank you guys so much again, and have a fantastic night.
Bye, y'all. I hope y'all have a great night.